one or two things.
However grateful for the good gift of education, which he said was sponsored by his parents, with hopes of being employed after graduation, he fell back to this craft, which for him portends a means for better livelihood.
So I started doing it right from the year 1990. After my university, since there is no job, I have to fall back to what I know how to do best. So at least I can make money and take care of myself.
He described the various weaving techniques associated with the creation of a variety of cane woven designs.
As you can see, this one, the cane comes from Delta State. It grows within the riverine areas. There's one that comes from Delta State, Bayelsa State, Rivers State, Edo State, Ondo State, and there are some in Lagos as well. But that in Lagos differs from the one that comes from Delta State. So, but we prefer the ones that come from Benin and Delta State. So that is where we have our suppliers from. So now this one is the cane. It's also the same cane that we use in caning kits in the school. So now for me to use this now, example, if I want to make these chairs now, like this one comprises of two materials. This one, there is the wooden part, which is the frame. Before you make the chair like this, you must make the skeleton, which is the frame, with the wood. Then after the wood, then before you get your cane, then after the cane, you cannot just use the cane like this. If you can say that the color of this one and the color of this one, they are two different colors. Then when I get to this stage, now depends on what I want to use it for. Depends on what I want to do. If I want to do this chair, then definitely I'm to chair this into 4 pieces because I'm to use just the back of it. I won't use the inner of it. But if I want to do another design, maybe something like this, I'm going to use the inner of it and the outside.
While this craft had transcended many generations, I could tell it consumed a lot of production time, which affected the ability to meet up with purchase order demands from customers. For this reason, some of the weavers have employed the use of rattan made from polyester, a more expensive but efficient material imported into the country. Macaulay, however, confirmed my assumptions.
The manual processes delays the production. So, and that's the reason why these days we are now shifting from the cane aspects to the one we call the outdoor, the rattan process, which is now the one that has been done through polyester materials. But meanwhile, it's not being done in Nigeria yet, and it's more expensive compared to that of the cane. Like if you see these two materials now, they are different. This one is the rubber one. This one is made from polyester. Then why this one is a cane. So this one is faster in production compared to this.
While the cane weaving procedure can be done in isolation of things like electricity, the rattan procedure may use an electric-powered compressor or one which makes use of fuel. But due to the inconsistent power supply in the country, weavers such as Macaulay settled for compressors which make use of fuel.
Meanwhile, in doing this, there is no how I can do this without the help of this gun and a compressor. Meanwhile, there is a stapler we put inside. Then with the help of the compressor, see, we use this to staple the rubber to it so that at least it can hold. That of the cane aspect of this craft is already weaving out due to the factor of producing it and getting of materials from the forest, And the forest where they get these canes from these days, like the people that supplies us the cane are complaining that the bush are already being burned. Now people that plant these days are now burning the cane. So before they get to the forest where they will get this cane now, it's very, very difficult for them. So now that's the reason why we try to advance into this new technology that the whites, the Americans, the Japanese, the Chinese, they are already using in their own country. And some Nigerians travel abroad and import this thing into Nigeria. If someone comes to me and said he wants this one, he wants like 15 sets of Dick's Dining within 1 week, I can boldly tell the clients that he's going to pick it up. But that of the cane, even 1 month, it won't be ready due to the process of preparing your materials, getting your frames ready. Like that of the cane, a set of cane chair, at least you get it for like 150,000, 170,000. But a set of rattan chair, the least amount you can get is 250,000.
This market right here does have a high level of economic benefit for the country if issues such as financial deficit as well as a restructuring of the business can't be done by the government. The weavers remain optimistic about their ability to expand and possibly export their products someday. Edward says financial aid from the government would go a long way.
If government shall now say, I want to give individual like 500,000 to start. I tell you, when you invest 500,000 for this business by a year, by the end of the year, you will make a return of even 300,000 on top of that 500, even a million. Because during December time, the period of December, when many companies want to do outpass gift, they come here to have a demand of basket, many. Even when you do not have money, you can never meet up there because they will come, they will demand more than you not even have. So, but you don't have money to do this Ghana, you cannot get it. But at that time, the price will even favor you because that time the price will wait up because there will much demand that time. So if the government help us, will give us money, we do this business, we keep them toward December time, we bring them for sale. You know, when you borrow money for bank, maybe some all these bank microfinance now, you borrow today, tomorrow you are coming to collect the money from you. And this our business does not go like that. You see, we do the business, you give us money, you give us time to work with that money. So by the time maybe 7 months, 8 months, we started to pay. You know, so we have produced something that by the time we carry the market where we want to sell, return that money back will not be a problem for us. But when you give me money today, tomorrow you are coming to, you are trying to keep the business man. You are not making my business to this. We are not buying and selling. It's not this buying and selling this. So it's something you produce before you can sell.
For Edward, financial aid from the government and a restructuring of their current location to take on a more tourist look would improve the shortfall in supply as well as make them more competitive in the global market, hence giving way to export.
Like this place we come to now, government can come to this place and turn it to tourist center as cane industry. So whereby they build a good structure and whereby people come and make their daily bread, whereby government can get sort of out of it. It's the looks of this our work now. You have to finish there. To export them is another problem because we don't have the financial background to carry this work outside for people to buy. We only look at this rata work now. Before we don't know how to do them, but now we are now named them and we know how to do them. So all those things that are even we are going for abroad for, we have them. We have the knowledge, the people who are so intelligent to do this craft work here in Nigeria, in this cane industry. It's just what the government should come and ask us, how can we do it? And we tell them the other side of it where we need their help.
Macaulay was gracious enough to take me around the cane village on a tour.
This is dining for 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 chairs. There's going to be a glass of 10 mm on it, which is this. This is a glass. This glass will be on it. If I'm to produce this one now, to do this one alone, it's going to take me about 1 week. to produce just one of these. But if I'm to do it in the rattan, it's going to take me maximum of 2 days. I'm done with it. This one cannot withstand the outdoor. It's not something that can withstand rain. And that one can withstand rain. This one is made with raffia. We'll call this one raffia. This material is sort. This material, we get this material from Cotonou. Something like this one now is about 2,000.
And how long would it take you to make it?
This one takes about 1 hour. So that's the reason why during the Xmas period, people don't even do chairs.
Amazing, amazing items. I certainly had fun here, and I did get myself some take home as well. For Plus TV Africa, I am Irene Ubani.
In today's world, sometimes being seen as successful carries a Wall Street job, six-figure salary, and decked out in the classiest of bespoke suites. To swap that perception, leave that lifestyle, and for perhaps a more dependent job, less lucrative and not looking dapper, is somewhat of a no-brainer. Well, here on Not Your 9 to 5 show, we explore fascinating individuals making tremendous strides in their bid to pursue passion, regardless of whether they eke out fortune. Today, we travel 71 kilometers from Lagos to Ogun State in search of a young man who discovered a rather unique talent and leaves everything for it. Hakeem Onilogbo is his name, and unarguably Nigeria's most talented special effect makeup artist.
My name is Hakeem Onilogbo. Due to the job I'm doing, I'm being called Hakeem Effect. So a special effects makeup artist from Nigeria, West Africa. So award winning, so I've won different type of awards. So while growing up, because I was born in Ibadan, so in the late 70s, due to the fact that while I was young, I didn't know the implication of my birth certificate, so which reads Hakeem Onilogbo. So instead of Hakeem, so I've been going about with these certificate all about since all these years. So until when it's now dawned on me, at times when I'm being called for an audition or something, so in the midst of crowd and people will say, Hakeem. So I was ashamed, and people would turn their face at my hand with Hakeem. So people started making jest of Hakeem. So I don't even know. There was a time I wanted to even leave the name. I don't even want to bear the name again. So which I have to change to Kimson O'Neil from Hakeem Onilogbo, Kimson O'Neil. So, and I enjoyed the name. A lot of my friends that we finished secondary school in 1996. So they used to call me, Kimson O'Neil. Until I venture into special effect makeup, until sometimes when I found myself in Nollywood. So the first project I did then, it was a Yoruba film I tell them my name is Akeem. So, and we have 2 Akeems on set. So anytime they wanted to call Akeem, they said, Akeem! So I will rush, and the other guy will rush there too. And the producer and the director, Murphy Afolabi, the guy now said, I'm not calling you. If I want to call you, I will tell you Akeem Effect. And I said, okay. So another time the guy called, Akeem Effect. So when I rushed there, so ever since that I now think of it that this is Akeem that I've been running away from. So they're now calling me Akeem Effect. Okay, Akeem Effect. So wherever I go, they ask about my name. I say Akeem Effect. My educational background and how I venture into makeup artistry. I came from a polygamous family, so which everything was rosy then. So but when it was 1988, my father lost his job. So and that's how it wasn't easy. But I managed to finish my secondary school education in 1996, which the man couldn't shoulder the kids anymore. So which I had only option to run away from home. So because to feed us it's not easy. So by the time I ran away from home, but out of his struggling, my father struggling, all other siblings that I had, he sent them to universities. So I was the only one that stopped with school certificate. So but when it got, so after running away from home, sleeping under the bridge, a lot of ups and downs in my life. So because I'm a little bit tough then, so I have to surrender myself and go for an apprenticeship in industrial signage under the tutelage of Mr. Remy Adesada. So Remy Card Art Production Company. So that's where I trained as a graphic artist. So majorly industrial signage. So before the coming of these billboards, the digital billboards. So when we started then, we used hand in drawing. So there's nothing like digital billboard. So we draw with our hands. So that's the company from Mr. Remy Adesada. So he taught me, trained me, I have my diploma in industrial signage. So until 2003 or 4, when the administration of Babatunde Raji Fashola so eradicate the placement of illegal signage on the street of Lagos. So that's how everything finished. So, but God, man proposes and God disposes. So these left me in another phase of life, hunger. There's nothing again. I didn't have any certificate. I'm not a graduate. I'm just a school cert. So that's another phase of my life. How do I venture into Nollywood special effect makeup? I didn't know anything. I didn't know anything. All I know is my painting and my brush. While I was young, I happens to be a dreamer. He said, if anything is going to have the gift, if anything is going to happen to me, or somebody is going to die, or something is going to happen, God is going to reveal it to me in my dream. So it's very constant. So if anything is going to happen, so I see it. So when I lost everything I had on traveling, 2006, when the eradication of the signage, everything, so I put my money in traveling, UK. So when I came back, so I didn't have anything on me again because I sold all my properties. So by the time I came back, I was sleeping in a buka, in a kiosk, so with my siblings there because they were living with me when I was okay. So when I had lost everything, I didn't have any option than I just found myself in one church. So I just gave my life to Christ, this and that. So the Conquerors Assembly in Akon Ojo then. So when the pastor laid his hand on me, So prayed for me. That night, the man that used to come to my dream, the man came, and the man prophesied that if I can follow him, he's going to announce me to the world. I was saying, he said, I'm going with my people, my family. He said they are not my people, that if I can follow him, that he's going to give me something that the world will celebrate me. He said, what do I have as talent? I said, I can draw. He said, that's not what I deposited in you. I started crying. So, because we were Muslim, so my siblings, they woke me up. Why are you crying? I said, this is what I saw. They started laughing at me. So I went to the pastor again. I started going to church. After that, the man will now be coming every night to teach me how to cut, how to do this. I was scared. I didn't know what that was. I called them again, my siblings. I said, one man used to come. He will cut hand. I don't know. He said, they started laughing. They just like laughing at me. They call me pastor, go and sit down. So it was then, we were trying to do a convention then, and the leader of the group, MC Reason, is a popular comedian now. So the guy now said, Baba, can't you do something like the cut leg or accident, someone without hand or cut? And that thing, I just relate that thing that a man used to come to teach me this thing now. And I said, what can we? I said, hey, I can do it, but I didn't know what to start with. What will I use to start those things? And in the church, the sanitary keepers, a boy. So as we were deliberating among the group that, what are you going to use? Okay, why can't you use this? Why can't you use this? Why can't you use that? And a small boy was just running. He just ran into our midst, and I said, use this thing now. And one of us beat the boy. And the boy was crying that the mother came, that why will you beat my... And God, I just hear the sound that is, I cause confusion so that you can start with this thing. What I've been teaching you, this is what you will start with. There is God though. I had that thing and I had peace. So on that convention day, so I performed that thing and everybody, they were, wow, the pastor, everybody said, hey, life something, they cut somebody's hand. And I said, yes, that's when I started practicing it. And he used to come every night, teach me something. When he teaches me, I try it, I experiment, I just say, wow. I learned everything on set, what I'm doing. So at times when someone just called me that I'm going to do a job, at times I might not know what to use to do that job. But the Spirit will come to me and tell me, before you move from here to that place, you will see what you are going to use to achieve that thing on the floor. And I'll be moving. As I'm going, I just see that thing, and it will bring that thing that I'm going to use. Okay, pick this thing, you pick it, okay, you can use it. When I get on set, it will turn to miracle, and people say, this boy is good, who trained you? Most of the jobs that launched me out are the experiments I did on my own. Not so job that announced me. So I do a lot of experiment. Even if I'm on set, if I'm being paid, half or 3/4 of the money, I use it to buy materials. I experiment. I don't want to know what's my gain or something. I develop myself to invest. So it's those things that launched me out. So most of the transformation, like replication, like I've done Buhari, Mandela. So no one, I don't know what's happening to our filmmakers. The one that is not gory, they don't go for it. So it's only those gory, cut scenes and that's what they love. So, but I've done fat suit, I've done a lot of things, but it depends on the script. If an opportunity shows that if I have to do a job of 9 to 5 job, I've mastered myself. So to cope with the work the work God gave to me. So because it was the one that gave me this, so I don't have to do 9 to 5 o'clock job again. So I can't be waiting for salary. I can't. Even if I see money now, before a month, I didn't see another one, before I see another one, I'm pleased with it. I was a painter, so a graphics graphic artist. So I do portraits. So I do paintings, branding of vehicles, like working with Nigerian breweries and all of the branding their vehicles, Fuman. So those are the kind of jobs that I do before. In anything you do, you must have a brand. So the hair is part of the effect in Akeem effect. So wherever you see Akeem, you must see the effect of the hair. So if the effect of the hair is not there, that's not Akeem effect, maybe it's Akeemu. This is not your regular 9 to 5. This is my life. Akeem effect.
And we move from special effects to another form of creativity. We meet Chuks Oteke, dentist turned inventor. Yeah, you heard right. He constructs video production equipment. Let's meet him.
I like to get handy. That's just one of the features I think I possess. I've always loved the arts. I love filmmaking. I do a lot of filmmaking. I picked up that skill along the line when I was in med school, you know. And after med school, I decided to pick up a career in filmmaking while I do dentistry on the side. But with the Nigerian factor, you have to just face one, you know. So I picked filmmaking because it allowed me to express my creativity, and I had an opportunity to share how I felt. So I felt I should just pick filmmaking and stick to it. I've been a filmmaker for a few years.